No, I've been struggling with depression since I was a small boy, and I've always sought healing in all the wrong places. I realized through the years that the only lasting healing comes from the cross of Jesus Christ. And hear me out, because I think this is going to help you in the same way that it helps me on a daily basis. What I want to give you is a meditation that once you understand it, you can feel the healing. You can feel the healing in the moment. Once you understand the meditation of the cross and how it can heal you from depression in a way that psychologists couldn't help me, self-medication couldn't help me. In fact, self-medication in many ways only makes it worse. So the meditation of the cross will be this. Jesus was nailed to a physical cross of wood. But for us, it looks different. For us, it's a spiritual thing in our daily lives. You need to be able to see that the concept of the cross is applicable to your life. At the moment, if you're experiencing depression, that depression is trying to nail you to a cross. It's nailing you to a cross which is extremely uncomfortable, which can have all sorts of dire effects within your circumstances. But the meditation of the cross is, my hands and my feet are nailed. I can't do anything for myself in this position. Jesus wasn't there on the cross saying, I'm going to perform some works here and that's how I'm going to get healing from this. No, on the cross, Jesus looked to the Father. The Father was inside of Jesus, reconciling the world with himself. Now, if you can see that in your depression and the negative things that you're experiencing, it is nailing you to a cross. It's nailing you to a cross in this moment. But what I want you to see is that this depression that you're experiencing cannot separate you from God, and it cannot separate you from God's love. While this depression that's coming against your life and your joy and your peace, it's nailing you to a cross. There's no way out of this now. In the moment, you need to experience this deep grief and depression. And it's okay, you can experience it. God has not left you. And God is not expecting you to start juggling while you're being nailed to a cross, or do something performative in this. The healing is going to come from, in the moment, understanding that, yes, I feel horrible. I feel maybe a combination of helplessness, anger, and fear. Stay with it. Don't try and look to the world system to give and provide you healing. And for me, this needs to be a daily meditation. I need this meditation daily. And sometimes I forget to do it, and I won't do it for like a couple of weeks or a couple of months. And then I come to a place where my gas tank is empty. But what I found is, even in the deepest, darkest place that I get to, after forgetting this meditation of the Father being present with me on the cross, wherever, whatever's coming against my life, symbol of the cross, whatever death and the world system is bringing, God is there with me. And just knowing that the Father is there with me produces peace, where I can even physically feel healing. I can physically feel that my body says, wow, I can breathe, I can let go. Because I'm not trying to fix things. For so long in my life, I was trying to fix things. Like, oh, I feel horrible because I'm lonely, I don't have friends. Or I don't have a girlfriend. Or when I was a small boy, I don't have a pet. I'm lonely. I need a pet. If I just had a dog, I would feel peace and joy. It never worked. Whatever I tried to paste over this hole in my heart, it just never worked. Because the world was telling me, God isn't with you, God has left you. And the circumstances, in your circumstances and the depression that you experience, it might look like that. Because it's nailing you to a cross. Did it look like God was with Jesus when they were nailing him to a cross? No, people were mocking him. They were spitting on him, asking him, "Where's your God now?" And within that, the prophecy of Psalm 22 was fulfilled when Jesus basically comes back with a mic drop and he's like, quote Psalm 22, word for word tells the people what he's experiencing. Psalm 22 is a psalm of Jesus on the cross. That's like the best comeback he could ever have. God is in Jesus reconciling the world to himself. Not only has God not left me, but I am the Son. And God wants that same spirit of sonship inside of you. It's in that place where you can be present in the moment and you can say, the world is telling me that the Father has forsaken me. But I know through the cross of Jesus that God has not forsaken me. And what follows right after Psalm 22 is Psalm 23. Psalm 23 comes, the Lord is my shepherd. I shall not lack for anything. It fills up your gas tank where you can go outside again and enjoy the moment. And your circumstances might not have even changed. Sometimes my circumstances don't change. But you know what? Within this meditation of the cross of Jesus, I find my soul heals. My gas tank is filled up again, and suddenly there's joy again. Suddenly I don't see the lack. I can see what's right in front of me. I'm alive, and God is with me, just as he was with Jesus on the cross. Resurrection life flows eventually. Again, I don't want you to try and focus on that and disregard the pain you're experiencing. Because healing is found in the moment where you're on the cross with Jesus. Now, God comes to give you life, but healing is not found in trying to skip the cross. The world is nailing you to a cross whether you see it or not. That's not the point. Every human being has a cross to bear. Every human being. And you can ignore it, but it's very hard to find healing when you ignore that. Lord, the world is nailing me to a cross. I experience it. I feel the sadness, the depression, but I know you're here with me, and I'm gonna fellowship with you in this moment, and let's see where that takes us.